Hi guys, welcome. I'm Jackie with Skye Therapy. I'm a certified yoga instructor, and I want to take you guys through a nice somatic flow today. This is going to help your whole body. It's going to help you release, relax, unwind. And then I am also a licensed psychotherapist who does equine assisted therapy at my beautiful practice here in Arizona. I'm outside actually in my horse arena here. This is Saphira, one of my therapy dogs, and we are celebrating Halloween today. So you can see all my Halloween decorations. It's my absolute favorite holiday. And I love to celebrate things. So in life, you really have to figure out what to celebrate, what's fun for you, what kind of keeps you going through the seasons, because there's fun seasons for some states. And then there's hard seasons for other states. Here in Arizona, June, July, and August are hard for us because it's hot. And then the winter is beautiful. So right now we're getting to the most beautiful riding weather, hiking weather. Um, so I'm really happy that you guys are watching me. I know most of you guys are my clients, and I do these Tuesday night at 8 o'clock flows. So I want to give you guys something in between our sessions just to work on. So this is a nice flow. It kind of gets your whole body going. This is one of my favorite ones, and a client had asked me to share this and video it, so I am going to. Um, we're just going to go ahead and start standing. And if you're outside, just look to the sky. Just kind of notice the beautiful fall weather around you. Right now, I'm watching my horses, just grounding your shoulders back, drawing your shoulder blades together, maybe tapping your chin back so everything's nicely aligned. Breathing in the cool air and then exhaling it out. Remember, your breath is your choice. I typically like to breathe in and out of my nose for clarity. But your breath is your choice. You know what feels best in your body. So throughout this practice, I want you to remember that I'm only here to guide you. I'm going to be adjusting the forms to feel what's good in my body. But I want you guys to figure out what feels good in your body. So I'm going to show you some modifications and some different ways to play, but I really want you to play. So we're going to just roll our shoulders back twice. Ah, maybe 3 times. Feels so good. And then we're going to tilt our hips back and just float down to the ground. Bring your hips down as well. Bring your hands forward and drawing those hips back to child's pose. So big toes together, knees together or apart. As you press your forehead down to the mat, ears between your bicep. And remember, your face can be on a block. You can be on one of your cheeks. This is a restful pose. So feeling where you need this in your body, adjusting. And then when you're in child's pose, really get into your breath. Breathing in and out. Where do you need that breath in your body? Where is a little bit more tight? Where is it harder to go to? Where does it easily flow through? Energy and breath is so important. And so many people come to me wanting more energy. So, really working with your body and your breath is one great way. We can even turn this into ocean breath, where we breathe in and then we make an audible exhale. Vibrating all those organs, giving them stimulation. Mm. As we come up to tabletop, I'm going to introduce tabletop on blocks. So you can have your wrists up here and your knees are underneath your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, and you're on these nice blocks. So we're going to do intuitive movement, which means moving with your breath and with your body. So do you want to do hip circles? Does that feel good? Do you want to just kind of do waves? I call these waves. because we're just waving our body up and down. And then where do you feel this in your body? I have a lot of tenseness in my shoulders. I did some projects yesterday, so I'm just going to let that go today, really letting my shoulders be free, feeling the movement inside of us. I'm also hearing the birds chirp, which just sound beautiful. As we come into puppy pose or heart melting pose, you're just going to bring your hands forward and melt your heart to the ground, keeping your hips over your knees and just getting this melty position, letting your body fold down here if it's available, making sure you're breathing as you say, I am confident in my abilities. I am confident in my abilities. As we come up to all fours, pressing gently back to do a toe squat. So your heels are by your hips, and you might just be rolling from left to right before coming up onto your toes and just pushing back, drawing yourself to the ground to get a little bit of a calf stretch, playing with this angle to see where you need it the most or where you'd like it the most. Really connecting with your own body as we plant our heels and we slowly come up with bent knees and hips back. Breathing in, coming up to this mountain pose. Bring our hands to the sky or the ceiling. Feet are hip width distance apart to get that really nice base as you bring your thumbs down. One more time. Bring everything up to the sky. And then swan dive down. Bent knees, hips back, touching the floor or touching that block. Half lift, gaze forward. Exhale all the way down to your block or the ground. Once more, half lift, using your abs to draw you up. And then exhaling everything down. Bending your knees to stand all the way up. And then grounding everything down. And as you stand in this mountain pose, try to almost zip yourself up. So just draw everything in. Your navel can go in, up, and back. You're as strong as a mountain right here. As we set up for warrior two, we're going to bring our right foot forward and place our left foot parallel with the back of the mat. Bring a little bit of a bend into your right knee. So your knee is over your ankle. We're going to flatten everything out. We're going to roll our arms with our palms facing down, out. We're going to gaze across our right middle finger. And you're going to just tilt forward just a little bit, getting nicely into that leg. Remember, everything's nice and strong in the middle. Just breathing, gazing here, telling yourself, I am confident in my abilities. My form might not look like Jackie's or anybody else, but it's my form. And I'm doing what my body is allowing me to do in this moment. As we gently press back to reverse warrior. So you're bending towards your left, still gazing forward, or you can gaze up. Getting this nice little right side body stretch, keeping that bend in your front knee. As we come back, you're going to just bring your hands to your hips. And then you're going to tilt down, kind of lean forward a little bit into triangle. So your right hand goes by your right shin, and your left hand goes up in the air, stacking your shoulders so you're nice and straight. And then you can also play with that left foot to get the angle that feels good to you. I like that 45-degree angle. And I'm just using my abs to help me here. If you'd like a block, you can also put a block here to make this a little lighter and also a little bit more releasing in some areas. As I grab this block, I'm realizing I was tensing up through my left hip. So just letting this be a little more restful today. As you bring both of your hands to the front, you change the spacing of your feet to be a little closer, and you put your left foot at a 45-degree angle for pyramid. Really breathing down here. Mm. As we plant our hands on the ground or blocks, and we lower our left knee to the ground for this low lunge. You can have your hands between your right leg, or you can have your hands on the left side of your right leg. Your right knee is stacked over your right ankle, and you can flatten your left foot out and just play with this. See whether it feels better in your hips. I always invite you to play around with the forms. It's not about how you look, it's how you feel. And I tend to droop in my shoulders, so I'm really pushing up to be strong. This is one of my favorite poses. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can go onto your elbows and you can pop your right leg a little bit to the side so the arch is off the ground. Breathing here, maybe dropping that neck, releasing any tension in the jaw, maybe moving the jaw from right to left. Taking one more breath in this form. I'm going to make it ocean breath. As you draw yourself back, sitting on your left heel. This is one variation, or we can do half splits as we're up on our hands and we're flexing that right foot, gazing towards our right knee. For me today, that's where I feel it the most. And that's where I'd like to stay today. So where you feel it the most might not be where you want to stay. So what do you need today? What do you need to feel confident in your abilities? Because a lot of times we're not told we're confident in our abilities. Feels really good when you can feel like you're doing well at something and you don't have to try so hard because we get tired. Letting that breath flow out as you bring your right foot kind of right over your left knee. So you're crossing your legs. And you're just going to press yourself back, just drawing those hips back to the ground into your shoelace pose or your cow face. So your knees are stacked atop one another and you're bringing your heels to your hips. You can stay here. You can go from side to side. Sometimes if you're in a really, really nice floaty mood right now, you can even float, kind of rock back and forth. Resetting the nervous system is so important through rocking. Closing your eyes if you'd like to. Maybe even using your head to float with you. And then coming to that forward fold, letting everything go. And just feeling the ground melting down, enjoying what gravity can do for us. It keeps us grounded. It does so many things for us we don't even realize. As you walk yourself gently back up, I just want you to massage your feet. Give your feet some love and care because they do so much for us during the day. And a lot of times we don't mess with our feet. And they're really important. Our toes, the ball of our feet, the heels, the arches that usually fall in. As we unravel our feet and just squeeze our knees in. So just giving yourself that nice big hug, soaking in everything that you've done on that side. And just checking to see how your body feels. Is it a little looser? Is it a little tighter? Are you saying, wow, I need to do this more? Whatever you feel is okay. You could be even feeling anger, you could feel disappointment, you could feel joyous, any of those little emotions that we have. Bring your feet in. You're going to come to almost that little toe squat again. And then we're going to come up really, really slowly once more to mountain, making sure our feet are hip width distance apart, adjusting yourself so you feel really good. Bring those hands up to the sky and stretching everything out. Ah, before you come to warrior two. So putting that left foot in front, right foot is parallel with the back of the mat, bending into your left knee, drawing those shoulders back, that chin. Hands go out on either side of you. You're gazing along your middle finger on the left hand, and you're just going to tilt forward just a little bit. Feeling out this warrior two and telling yourself, I am confident in my abilities. Exhaling to reverse warrior and making sure you're saying you're confident in your own abilities, not someone else's abilities they pushed upon you, whether it's a spouse or a parent or a friend or a coworker. Your abilities are your abilities. As we come down to triangle pose, I'll show you guys this way. So your left hand is at your left calf and you're stacking your shoulders. You can gaze down or forward or up, whatever your neck wants to do today. You can also have that block. So letting yourself be in this beautiful triangle pose, playing with that back foot to get the right distance. As you exhale into pyramid, bringing that right foot at a 45-degree angle, maybe bring your legs a little closer to each other. And exhaling. How do you feel in this form? Do you need to adjust your hips so they're tilted down? You need to adjust your legs so you have maybe a little bend in the front left knee. Ah. What do you need from this position? One last breath here as we come down to low lunge, bringing that right knee down to the mat, flattening that right foot, and bringing your hands to whichever placement you had on the other side, and seeing if that placement on this side works for you. Every side is different. As we breathe here, knee is stacked over your ankle. You're gazing down, or you can gaze forward. I always like the weight of gazing down, and I invite you to see if it feels good on your elbows or maybe even a block. Really play here. If you're on your elbows, pop that left knee to the left a little bit so you can lift up that arch in your foot. Getting into this lizard pose. And then feeling your breath, not even controlling it, just feeling it and becoming more aware of where it's going, where you need it. As we come into our half splits, remember you can sit on your right heel or you can keep your bottom up, flexing that left foot, and your hands are on either side of your left leg, gazing at your left knee, playing with that angle, bring the knee up, bring the knee down. I am capable of anything. Changing the affirmation up just a little bit. I am capable of anything I put my mind to. I can finish this flow. And if that's all I do today, that was a huge accomplishment. Even getting out of bed some days is a huge accomplishment. Don't compare yourself to others when they tell you what they've done in their day. Your energy is different. Your life is different. As you bring this left leg atop your right leg and slowly just melt back, bring your heels to your hips for the shoelace or cow face on this side. And then feeling where you want to go. Do you want to rock again? Do you feel really good and floaty again on this side? I always want to roll my neck because it just feels so good to release. And now I feel that sun peeking out, just coming to say hi, which feels really good because it's not 100 degrees here in Arizona. And then folding forward, letting yourself just release. Mm. Where do you feel it here as you ground through both of your seat bones? Coming on up, giving yourself that nice knee hug, releasing those shoulders, maybe even seeing where I feel it in my shoulders right now. We're going to come to side plank or gate pose. So you are going to come on all fours and you're going to use your right knee as a kickstand and you're going to place your left foot out to the left, parallel with the bottom of the mat. So your foot is parallel with the bottom of the mat. You're going to have a block on your right hand side and you're going to use your block so you can stand up on your right hand, placing your left hand right over. So coming into this gate pose, the nice strong foundation, you're going to lay your left hand over your head. Your left arm bicep is by your left ear. And then with your breath on the inhale, you're going to float over to your left, reaching your right bicep over your right ear. Exhaling back on your right arm, left bicep over left ear. We're just going to flow back and forth with our breath, just helping our nervous system to regulate along with this really nice side movement. Ah, how good does this feel to you? You don't have to match me. I want you to go with your breath. And then when you get back to your right side, I just want you to walk your hands a little bit in front of you and play with this stretch. Hips are still over your knee and your left foot is still parked out. But you're just walking your hands out just to get a little bit of a stretch. Oh, as we move the block, we're going to come in the Sphinx pose. So you're going to be on your knees and you're going to dip your hips down, rolling down like a wave through your sternum till your chest is on the ground. Your elbows are going to be stacked under your shoulders. Hands are nice and wide. As we come up to Sphinx, gazing forward, doing a little bit of that back bend, pushing through your thighs. And then you're going to gaze over your left shoulder at the beautiful dog walking up. And you're going to gaze over your right shoulder at the skeleton horse. Exhaling and inhaling, really getting these nice glances over our shoulder. Before we come down, resting our head on our hands for crocodile. Breathing in and out, and in and out. Placing your right hand on your right ankle to stretch that right leg. Breathing in and out. And if you're so inclined, you can roll onto your left side and just do a little bit more of a stretch with that right leg, pressing that heel to your bottom, and then coming back down ever so gently, using that right hand to bring you into Sphinx as we roll to the other side. So catching that left ankle with your left hand, bring your heel to your hips, breathing here. And if you feel so inclined, rolling onto your right shoulder, keeping that bottom leg straight or bent, and just stretching out a little bit. Mm. Deciding what feels right in your body, what you need right now. As we come up into tabletop to do gate pose on the other side. So taking your block, using your left leg as a kickstand, bringing that right foot out so it's parallel with the bottom of the mat, the short end. And then leaning over, right bicep to right ear. Really letting yourself stretch out. And then exhaling to the right. Left hand over left ear. So left bicep is touching your left ear right now. And then exhaling to the left on that block. Inhaling to the right. And if you want to exhale as your left hand goes over, you're more than welcome to. Whatever breath movement your body likes in this form. Inviting yourself to check in if this form is even available. And if not, you can just sit cross-legged or with your feet out and just flow from left to right. If any form is too much, you can always go back and do a form that you like. Child's pose and tabletop are always ones that you can go right into. Doing this once more. Can we float to our block? And then coming to the front, getting a little bit of a stretch, whether you come on your forearms or you stay up, just playing with your legs, your hips. Where do you feel this the most? Where do you need this? Being able to really help your body to release whatever it's stored is so, so important. Telling yourself, I am confident in my abilities. As we come down to seated, maybe bring your hips to your left. I want to do a supported fish pose that I absolutely love every night for myself personally, because my shoulder's a little bit more anterior. So this really helps to open up my heart and some of the tight muscles in my chest. So you're going to bring your knees up and you're going to place the block. So it's going to be right on the top of between your shoulder blades almost. And you're going to lean down. So the tall side of the block is between your shoulder blades, and the other block is right behind your head. And you can keep your knees bent. You can bring yourself to butterfly, or you can straighten your legs out. Whatever's available in your body, as long as this feels good, it feels okay. You can even lay on your back. You can even lay on pillows, whatever you have. Yoga blocks, I feel really good for me. And I think I like this in butterfly because I rode horses yesterday, so my body needs a release. Your hands can go wherever they please, whether they're on your legs or on the ground. And then adding in, I am capable of anything. Our mind is so powerful, so much more powerful than our body. Our body can say, I can't do it anymore. And all you have to do is tell your mind and it can do it. Miracles have happened. Sometimes people get super strength in situations. So the more you can connect with your mind, the stronger you become. And one of the reasons I do focus a lot on clinical hypnosis with my clients is to help them learn that they can control their brain and they have a lot more control in their life than they believe. And this isn't control in a bad way. This is control in a good way. Being able to flow with your body, being able to understand yourself, not letting your past control you, letting yourself be free at moments and times. And I do the clinical hypnosis virtually with a lot of people, sometimes in person with my in person clients. A lot of professionals like to do the hypnosis. It's great for phobias, sports injuries, any kind of blockages. And it can be done in 5 to 10 minutes. Inhaling and exhaling yourself, almost as if you're just floating. This is all effortless to you. As we roll to our left side, taking the blocks away as we come down to our back. And you're going to tick tock your knees. One of my favorite things to do. Really breathing with the tick tock. Maybe even floating your neck to the left and then to the right, and then to the left, and then to the right. As you go down to your left, bring your right arm straight so both your shoulder blades are on the ground. And maybe bring your right ankle to your left knee, getting a little bit of this twist to really detoxify your organs, to help push anything down that needs to go down and out of your body. Letting yourself lay in this twist. Where can you relax more? Your ankles, maybe even your jaw, your neck, maybe your shoulders are creeping up towards your ears. To bring everything down in your final exhale. Inhaling over to your right. Same thing on this side. Grounding through that right hip. Loosening your left hip. Playing with that foot angle to see where it feels the best. Really releasing that jaw, maybe that chest, maybe that back. It's up to you to know where you need to let go. No resisting, no bracing, just melting down as if you're a candle. The wax just melts off easily, effortlessly. As we breathe up to center, and we bring our knees in, just doing some hip circles, massaging that lower back, to the left and to the right. We're going to wrap our left leg around our right, binding once or twice. And then we're going to put our left arm underneath our right, binding once or twice, or just giving yourself a big hug. And we're just going to let ourselves do the supine twisty form or eagle, laying down eagle. As we release our arms, release our legs, wrapping the right leg around our left and putting our right arm underneath our left and gazing through our elbows. Mm. Using your core to engage, bring up through that pelvic floor as well, and then letting everything go. Stretching yourself, Just sinking in all the work that you did before we come into Shavasana. Really grounding those shoulders down, bringing those heels apart, splaying those feet in or out. Palms go to the ceiling or the sky. And I just want you to feel yourself now versus when we were in child's pose at the beginning. Is it easier to breathe? Is it the same? Is it harder? How do you feel when you check in with your body? Does it feel good? Does it feel shaky? Is there something not quite right? Let the sun just graze over your body, healing whatever needs to be healed. As you breathe in and out, you are worthy. You are strong. You are confident. You have everything within you to get through the day and make your life beautiful. You have desires. You have passions. You have a generous nature. You have the ability to heal others if you wish. As you feel the sun just warm you and heal anything that's hiding or that's creaky or uncomfortable in your body, letting yourself breathe in the light. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole. I am strong. I am powerful, but sometimes I am weak. And that is okay for me to ask for help or let the pieces be put back together. As we envision this light kind of lifting up to almost being floaty, feel how you would feel if you were weightless, floating in the pool or an ocean or even a lake. Letting the water rock you, finding something inside yourself that you haven't let yourself see or witness. Mm. As you come onto your left side in the fetal position, just awaking to a new day, realizing you have the power to make any changes, to reset any part of your life. As you come up to seated, just gaze around you. What are the first three things that draw your attention? The first three things that you notice. Those all say something about you. I noticed my dog, the pumpkin, because I love Halloween. I love my dog. And I noticed the camera. I have a really pretty case on my phone that my eyes are drawn to. And I'm not a fan of making videos, but I do it for you guys. So I'm really glad that this has helped people. I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed coming to these flows and learning to release with me, despite all these flies we had today. So as you hold in your knees, just rocking yourself once more. Ah, thank you for joining me. And the light in me sees the light in you guys. And I will see you in one of our sessions or at another video. Thank you.